Hello again. Last time, I told you about my library. The brass doors, the ancient lights, the children's corner, Peter Rabbit and Mrs. Tiddlywinkle and Alice in Wonderland and all those fairy tales I could barely carry home. And I asked you, where was your library? I hope you went there. I hope you found it, even just for a few minutes, because today I want to go a little deeper. Today I want to ask, what was your safe place actually trying to tell you? Let me tell you about the house I grew up in. 6 people, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and very small. There was nowhere to hide, nowhere to find a quiet corner. Someone was always in my business. My mom, my brothers. And I always had someplace to be, something to do. Church 4 times a week, dance class 4 times a week, piano, flute. And I want to be clear, I'm not complaining. I love the arts. Those things gave me gifts that I carry until this day. But I never had downtime. I never had a space to just be a kid, to be bored, to wander, to watch TV uninterrupted, to exist without being needed for something. I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Does any of that sound familiar? Because when I think about why that library felt like oxygen, it wasn't just the books. It was everything the library let me have that home couldn't. Silence. Real silence. Not the silence before the storm. Just quiet. Control. I chose what to read. I chose where I sat. I chose how long I stayed. Nobody was choosing for me. Invisibility, the good kind. Nobody needing anything from me. I wasn't a daughter or a sister or a student. I was just a girl with a book and wonder. Those books gave me worlds where magic was real and justice existed. And small, gentle creatures always found their way home safely. And the wicked ones got what they deserved. And somehow that mattered enormously to a little girl whose world didn't always feel just. Here's what I want you to understand about your safe place. It wasn't just random. Your inner child didn't just stumble into it by accident. She went looking for exactly what she wasn't getting at home. The safe place is your map. A map of your unmet needs. So I want to ask you something, and I want you to really sit with it. What did your safe place give you that home couldn't? Was it silence in a loud house? Was it warmth in a cold one? Was it freedom in a controlled one? Was it order in a chaotic one? Was it softness in a hard one? Because whatever it was, that's not just a childhood memory. That's a need that still lives in you today, and it is asking to be met. And here's where I want to offer something important. Most of our caregivers weren't withholding safety on purpose. They were giving us what they had, which often wasn't much because nobody had modeled it for them either. My mother, she grew up in her own version of chaos. Her caregivers grew up in theirs. This wound doesn't start with us, but it can end and or be healed with us. That's what cycle breaking actually looks like. It doesn't mean your inner childhood wasn't hard. It doesn't mean your needs didn't matter. They did. They do. It just means you get to be the one who finally says, this stops here. I'm going to learn what safety feels like, and I'm going to give it to myself. There's a specific kind of childhood wound that doesn't get talked about enough. It's not always abuse. It's not always neglect in the way we picture it. Sometimes it's simply never being allowed to just exist, never being bored, never being unscheduled, never having a quiet corner that belonged only to you, always being someone's child, someone's sibling, someone's student, someone's responsibility, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And when you grow up like that, always on alert, always needed, always performing, your nervous system never really learns to rest. You carry that into your adulthood, into your relationships, into your work, into the way you lie awake at 3 a.m. even when everything's fine. Because your nervous system never got the memo that it's safe to stop waiting. Can I tell you something about the fairy tales? I've been thinking about why I was so drawn to them as a little girl. And I think I finally understand. Fairy tales are safe worlds, magical, whimsical, vibrant, but also just. The wicked one always gets what they deserve. And listen, that mattered to a little girl whose real world didn't always feel just. Reading about the wicked stepmother getting her comeuppance was practically medicinal. And Beatrix Potter's world, oh, Beatrix Potter. Small creatures with their own little houses and gardens and problems and dignity. Mrs. Tickly-Winkle and her hedgehog world. Peter Rabbit sneaking into Mr. McGregor's garden and making it home safely in the end. Always home safely in the end. That's what I needed to believe was possible, not just in books, in life. This week, I want you to do something a little different. Go back to your safe place, the one we found last week. Close your eyes and let yourself be there. And this time, ask your inner child one question. What were you looking for when you came here? Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Just listen. Whatever she tells you. Silence, freedom, warmth, order, magic, justice. That's your work. That's what your nervous system has been asking for all along. Write it down. Just one word if that's all that comes. That one word is the beginning of everything. So next time, we are going to talk about something that I know is going to resonate with a lot of you. What if you never had a safe place? What if there was no library, no grandmother's kitchen, no treehouse? What if chaos followed you everywhere? We're going to talk about how to build safety from scratch, how to give yourself what you never had a blueprint for. Until then, in the comments, tell me, what was your safe place trying to tell you? I'm sending you warm hugs and love, and I'll see you next time.